Hello my friends, and welcome back to the adventures of Nazeem al-Ashabah. Currently checking out the city of Sentinel from atop its central palace. Now we are still hoping to get new information regarding our main quest, but that may still require some time, which we may as well fill with some more faction questing. So, looking to the west toward the Mages Guild, we shall leap off and use slow fall to get to our destination. When slow falling, you can't change your trajectory at all. You're just on a set course once you're falling, but it's a nice gentle fall, which is the main point. Anyway, here we are, and we'll soon be back into some fun adventuring. Greetings!
Let me see what tasks we have available. Please have patience, wait here a moment, Nazeem.
Retrieve an ingredient, mummy wrappings, cast the sleep spell, research notes, open a chest, azimuthal vectors. We did mummy wrappings before. Research notes sounds interesting, but so does azimuthal vectors. I'm not really familiar with that, so let's take a little gamble and see what happens.
Yes, if the internal azimuthal vectors really do cross at the anterior pole, it should be possible, eh? Oh, apprentice, I didn't see you standing there, but how fortuitous. I need someone to help me with my research. Are you available?
Well, yes, I believe we were just talking about quests.
Splendid! You see, I'm working on a particularly thorny problem in theoretical applied magicka, and I need a particular magic wakazashi, made by Boercja herself. By all reports, a masterful little piece of work, but according to my research, impossible. The internal azimuth vectors are such that I cannot reconcile the externally manifested lateral flow lines. Well, having the piece to study would help me immeasurably, but I have not had much luck tracking it down. The only reference I've come across mentioned a catalogue once held by the library at... Oh yes, nowadays it's known as the Baalilonena Cavern, something like that. You might also try a colleague of mine, Blorner. He is an expert on Boercja. Wrote the definitive biography, although in my opinion... well, no time to get into that old debate. You'll find Blorner in a dank hole called Tower Klolpon. I don't see how he can abide working in such places. Yes, come back and see me in, say, 51 days and report your findings. Yes? Splendid!
Very interesting. Okay, that's a longer quest description than most. Curious to see how much of that went into my logbook. Tlellin of Sentinel's Mages Guild has sent me to search for a certain magic wakazashi made by a Boercja. Tlellin suggested I should either look in the Baalilonena Cavern for an old catalogue, or visit Blorner, an expert on Boercja, who is currently doing research in Tower Klolpon. Well, this is kind of a tough call, but since we went to a cavern last time, perhaps we will seek out Blorner. He should be an interesting conversationalist, regardless. Tower Klolpon. Oh, it's very close. So, you feel a vague sense of unease. You pass a trampled circle in the dirt. So here we are at these strange ruins that do still contain one intact tower. Lights appear to be on from within. It's currently 8:41 in the evening, 29th of sun's height. So I suppose here is where we shall enter. And I'll save again for good measure. And we shall light a candle. Not much to see so far. Analyzing the room, we don't seem to have any secret doors as far as I can tell. I suppose this is one way to knock. Now this researcher, will he be friendly? Perhaps not if I'm kicking in every door we find. Hello there. Excuse me. Well, you're not very friendly, are you? Are you another researcher? Some type of mage, perhaps a nightblade? Yes, indeed, a nightblade. Biography of Queen Baranzaya, Volume 3. Among other valuable items, and once again we are presented with the red brick portal. Though I hear a door opening somewhere. Okay. So yes, we could go down to the other end of this hall first. Oh my, some type of golem. This is a first for Nazeem al-Ashabah. He's never seen a golem quite like this before. An iron Atronak, I should say, which I suppose is a golem of sorts. Checking our map. It would seem we probably have nowhere else to go now but through that portal. So we will take the risk, after examining these items a bit more, and perhaps attempting to rest. Well, we were lucky. Well, our stealth did not last long. We had to fell yet another Nightblade, wielding an elven warhammer. And I am now remembering I have once again forgotten to cast a recall spell. Now, do I dare sit upon or even touch this throne? Who is there? I hear a door somewhere. We are higher up in the tower. Sitting here, or touching it doesn't seem to have done anything, as far as I can tell. So, on we go. A harpy. I thought that might be what I was hearing. We gotcha. A little bit of gold. That is the first time that Nazeem has ever had to slay a harpy. An interesting, not entirely pleasant experience. I wonder what harpies would smell like. Let's see here. And why would this tower have harpies among its occupants? Are they part of the magical research that takes place here? Or are they counted among the researchers? Or are they invaders? An infestation, if you will. Though I suppose that's not a very polite way to put it. Hello. Yet another Nightblade. Are you guys friends with the harpies or not? I'm guessing not. A mithril broadsword. Very cool. 4 to 15 damage compared to 5 to 18 for our katana. Well, so I suppose our katana is superior overall, but I do believe the mithril is a higher quality material. Might as well give it a try. Can't carry any more stuff. See, this is why I really should have created an anchor. I'd like to put some stuff in my wagon. Now we could cheat once again and use some of Nazeem's magical console commands, but I don't want to do too much of that. So, oops. Oh, and I had forgotten to sell some things from our previous adventures. A silver mace. That's a pity, but we'll remedy that soon enough. That is a nice looking broadsword there. Mithril has a nice blue hue to it. Ah, we have a cage up there. Have you guys been caging harpies? Not very nice. And what strange research could that be associated with? Candle flickers and dies. We shall now rely on magical light for a little while. Although perhaps I should rest here. Excellent. Now, of course, we shall ignore the seeming impossibility of the interior of this tower being so extensive. It is much larger than it looked like from the outside, but that's okay. There's no need to expect perfect realism in any game, really. Or any form of entertainment for that matter. A certain amount of realism is a good thing, of course, but expecting perfect realism? That's silly. Now, don't think we want to resort to using another portal quite yet. We have many paths yet to try. Let's go down here. Do we hear the cries of more harpies? What are you guys doing here? Yes, I am an interloper. I am not of your group, whoever you are. Strange night blades. Engaged in strange studies and strange magics. Okay, so if I go right back down this way, here we have a room not yet investigated. Oh my. The magical light has worn off, so we fight in the dark. Nazeem somewhat regrets sheathing his dwarven katana and shifting to this new blade, to which he is not yet fully accustomed. Nonetheless, he successfully slays a sorcerer and some type of warrior, I presume. Dead person, dead person. Dang it, maybe I can't see what class he was anymore. Oh well. Not sure if he was a pure warrior of one type or another, or possibly a battle mage. Regardless, what strange rituals were they engaged in here? I suppose we'll save yet again. We feel somewhat bad. Uh-oh. Poisoned. Not 100% sure if that was a lingering effect from my combat or if it happened from entering that circle. Probably the latter. Shoot. Alright. We're gonna risk resting just a tiny bit. You never awaken. Oh, that's not good. Sure enough, getting poisoned like that is a death sentence. So, sure enough, we were healthy before stepping into that circle. There are indeed evil magics here. Nazeem can sense that, and so he avoids that place entirely. He doesn't see any sign of secret doors, only secret rituals and magics. Now it says I've been poisoned. Okay, let's see, maybe there's a trap in there that doesn't require stepping right into the middle of the room. Let's reload. Where we're still healthy. And rest until fully healed. Never awaken. I see. So the effect of that room, it will get to us the longer we're in here. Yeah, perhaps it is just from lingering in here a while. Or perhaps it is a latent effect from my combat with these two. I'm not certain because I'm not super experienced with how poisoning works in this game. I don't know if the effect will sometimes be delayed. So if I try to rest here, immediately, nope, no good. So we'll load our quick save. And we'll try to handle this combat here. What are you? So you're also a sorcerer. Still healthy. Now who else is here? Okay, if you're staying put, maybe I'll go ahead and rest up a bit out here. Fantastic. Quick saving again. We'll switch, whoops. We'll switch to our bow. See if we can't stealthily take out this other sorcerer from a distance. Sorcerer just died. However, that means I would have to enter that dangerous room to claim whatever loot this other sorcerer might be carrying. But we have enough magicka now that we can cure any poison effects that occur. So, hastily retreating back to the hallway, Nazeem analyzes how he feels. He thinks he's okay. Now we light a torch. We're not wielding our shield anymore now that we have the bow at the ready. Or at least close to ready in our other hand or near our other hand. Ready for weapon swapping. Which is still a time-consuming process. At least it can be. Let me try that again now that my equipment's changed. It doesn't take too terribly long, but yeah, a good few seconds. We are still unpoisoned, so I'm going to save again. Replacing this save gladly. I like this dungeon. Something about its layout and denizens appeals to me. Oh, okay. So that's part of where we've been. But straight ahead here, we have some new territory. I thought so. A torture chamber, or something like that. Perhaps a place for operations on harpies. So not necessarily torture, but perhaps dissections. Some kind of ugly business. we'll take this harpy out of its misery as it contemplates its potential future fate as a test subject. Not sure whether they would be testing these things alive or dead. Do you like the taste of mithril? Somehow I doubt it. Can't carry any more stuff. Okay, we can let go of this heavy elven warhammer. That's fine. We have so much gold that we don't need to be hoarding lots of loot at this point. Still, I do regret not setting an anchor at the beginning of this place. What a disgusting location. The smell here is horrible. The atmosphere, far worse. Now, I think we may as well traverse this portal and hope for the best. Another harpy. The benefit of getting used to a mithril weapon here, this new blade that we found, is that there are some enemies that would be impervious to dwarven metal who could be hurt by mithril. And I don't have the details memorized as far as which enemies require which levels of metal material, but it'll be nice to have this. Now we do also have our ebony dagger. Ebony is an even more precious metal than mithril. So if we ever encounter something that can't even be hurt by mithril, we do have that dagger to fall back on. Sometimes it's hard to tell whether clicking on a random object causes a sound to occur, which might indicate the opening or closing of some door or something like that. In any case, let's see what is up this spiral staircase as we continue to explore this strange and expansive tower. We face yet another Atronak, a flesh Atronak, I believe. Once again, the smell here is not pleasing to Nazeem al-Ashabah, nor the atmosphere. We have a strange floating portal disconnected from the surrounding walls. Bookshelves with skulls and other strange objects. An altar doesn't seem to do anything. And so, through the portal we shall go. Greetings, yet another harpy. When I speak of Nazeem getting used to this new blade, I'm just saying that for roleplay purposes. I don't think this game has any feature built in such that a player does actually get better with a specific weapon or weapon type in terms of one blade versus another blade in that manner. there are role-playing games that are so hyper-specific, I believe. I'm trying to recall which one. From long ago, I seem to recall there being one that where anytime you picked up a new weapon, even if it was of a type in which you are proficient, that your character would require some time to really get good with that specific weapon. Which is kind of interesting, you know, it's an understandable concept, but it's also understandable that most RPGs don't bother getting that fine-grained. Again, going back to the point about how realism can be wonderful, but of course one should never attempt to seek perfect realism. That's impossible, and sometimes certain levels of realism are not desirable, depending on the game and the desired experience, as well as the need to keep a game's development scope within reason. Oh, by the way, that previous enemy that I called a flesh Atronak, I'm not certain that's what it was. That might have just been a zombie. I should have examined it to check for sure. We'll see if we see another one like that. I like the graphics for this Iron Atronach. Has a nice design to it. Now, from where we just were, yeah, there was a door we had not yet taken, so we'll keep that in mind. Nazeem is paranoid about getting poisoned now, after sensing the presence of some type of poison, possibly a magical poison, in that previous room of unspeakable rituals. Hello there. Speaking of unspeakable rituals, we have yet another sorcerer that we have defeated. They were carrying lich dust and a gorgon snake and a dwarven flail. Not bad. Can't carry that much stuff, but that's okay. Well, I'm going to try again to click this altar. That doesn't seem to do anything. Shall we sleep in a bed? I think not. Moving hastily onward, we have here, sure enough, a flesh Atronak. Not a zombie. So it's not undead, but rather a kind of golem created using flesh, possibly from multiple bodies stitched together. Yet another product of strange and dubious magics and rituals and so forth. Nazeem does not approve of such things. I mean, it could be that I have the lore wrong there behind Flesh Atronachs. I don't recall all the precise details, you know. I think there was some detailed lore about Flesh Atronachs in the Shivering Isles expansion for the Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion. But then again, that also could have been just a more specific type a flesh Atronach. There could be different kinds. Whether some are just summoned, as if flesh were some kind of element similar to certain metals or fire and ice, etc. being elements. That I could not say. Regardless, even the more basic elements like fire, or iron for that matter, Nazeem has mixed feelings about wizards and cultists experimenting with such things. Don't think we've gone through this portal yet. Oh my. So we're in a strange room. Some orc's blood, griffin's feather, ichor. Can't carry that. Wow, we really are carrying so much stuff. Shoot. Should we say goodbye to our dwarven katana? Not sure we're ready to do that yet. Potion of resist poison. Forgot that was one of the potions we had hanging about. Nazeem decides he does like this new mithril broadsword very much. So this used dwarven katana shall be removed here to be found by some future adventurer. And we shall flip this switch, which may have opened up the trapdoor that we saw earlier. That's a possibility. Well, oh gosh. So now we can finally put some things in the wagon. And cast our recall spell here. Excellent. Nice. So now that we have an anchor set, we can once again commence further explorations. May as well jump through this portal again. Oh yeah, we're probably just trying to get back to where that trapdoor was. That's probably the only change. I don't think there are any paths that we had not tried yet in terms of what was accessible to us before. Seeing these harpies brings to mind that Simpsons episode where there was some unpleasant couple with a rather unhealthy relationship, where the man was just calling his wife Queen of the Harpies again and again. I don't remember the point of that scene, or oh boy. Okay, that was a portal I had not tried before. And it was somewhat of a trap, but luckily Nazeem is agile and strong enough that it wasn't a big deal for him to catch his fall on the way down. Or maybe we had used that before. Okay, so that's the trapdoor that is now opened, correct? Yes, we had previously been in that room before. That's right. Though there was also one... Yeah, there was actually a path there that we had not yet tried. So maybe just for fun, we will attempt to climb out. Come on, there we go, climbing mode. Practicing our climbing skills. Very good. So this door. Right. We had not broken in that door yet. Oh. Come on, Harpy. Meet your demise. You do have beautifully colored feathers, I must say. You Harpies sometimes get a bad rap. People claiming you are ugly. No offense. You actually do have a lot of beauty to you as well. In your own way. Anywho, so we have these bookshelves, and I assume that I would need to somehow... Oh, no, I was able to get through without moving that. So it took me here. Interesting. Okay. We can reclaim our katana. Great. And we'll move our katana. And I suppose... Yeah, we'll take the risk of putting our shield in the wagon for now, as well. Along with the potion of resist poison and free action, and that recipe. Now then, let's head back to that location where falling down through the trapdoor, we shall have yet another area to explore. Here we go. And this time, I suppose I'll prepare with some slow fall. Down we gently glide. Oh, hello. That must be the researcher down there. Hanging out with a harpy. Is the harpy a friend or foe of yours? Well, whoever it is, you're no friend of ours. Keep your talons to yourself. And if you can't do that, I shall tame you. Or slay you. Sorry, I know I'm using some rather rude language, but they are attacking me first. Greetings, fellow student of the magic arts, I suppose. Perhaps far more knowledgeable than I, for I am more warrior than mage. Good morning. Did Shrirmi send you with these supplies that I ordered? Oh, Tlellin said I might know where to find Boercya's wakazashi. I'm sorry, but that seems to have disappeared shortly after her death, and hasn't been heard of since. A real shame. But could you do me a favor since you're here? I need a few things for my work here, and if you could fetch them for me, I'd be most grateful. Oh, I suppose I can perform a brief duty for you. Excellent. Here, let me jot down what I need. Take this list to Shrirmi of the Queen's medicaments in Zenahajet. She's the only one I trust to give me the exact ingredients I need. I'll expect you back here within 51 days. Please be prompt. Well, okay. So we've given ourselves another task, but we need some things to do to build up our reputation as we wait for the main quest to proceed. So we may as well have yet another quest to complete for someone who is associated with the Mages Guild. Queen's medicaments in Zenahajet. So we could probably just take care of that really quickly, and then once we're done with that, I suppose we would move on to the cavern. Baalilonena. Sorry, I don't know why I struggle so much with deciding how to pronounce this. I know that the name of the god, who is sometimes called Baal, I think the more proper pronunciation is Baal. So I would say Baalilonena or Nina. Baalilonena Cavern. For now, let us move a few things into the wagon, and then you see movement in the underbrush. You feel you are being watched. That's a bit uncomfortable, but we are still in good health. I think I'll save this here. Actually, no, let's save it there. Zenahajet. Two days travel. Small but sizable town. A number of inns and shops. Lord Kyojin's trading post over there. A house for sale. The Queen's medicaments, I believe that's the place we were to go to. Hello, horses. You see a horse, muscles coiled beneath its sleek coat, eyes alert and watchful. That text, I believe, is provided by the Gotta Pet 'em All mod, which also, if I change from info mode to grab mode, allows me to pet any animal I see. You pet the horse, it nickers faintly and remains at ease. It's kind of fun to be able to interact with animals in the world like this, such as this dog. It accepts the touch, alert but calm. Okay. So different animals will react in different ways. In any case, let's save here. Sturdy shelves, etc. Greetings, Khajiit. And this Khajiit texture is provided by the Regional NPCs mod, well, perhaps in combination with the Elves and Beastfolk mod. Well met, stranger. Greetings to you. What has been happening? Thirnam is the new Count of Satakalam. Thank you. May you walk on warm sands. Well, I thought this was the place. Perhaps I was remembering... Okay. Shrirmi of the Queen's medicaments. So yeah, this is... This is the Queen's Medicaments. Could there be more than one character here? Nope. You know, the issue might be that with the combination of mods I'm using, the character it's expecting, or certainly the name for the character it's expecting here, has been changed. Because going along with my regional NPCs, I did also install a companion mod that they recommend that allows for more lore appropriate names for the different races and so forth. Different races and cultures. So our friend here is named Mobar Solhan, not Shrirmi, as perhaps it was originally. So I don't know if the mere name change would be enough to cause an issue for this quest, or if it's something else. But anyway. Oh, well, we can ask about Shrirmi at least. Hopefully that will help. Shrirmi is around here in the Queen's Medicaments. Are you certain of that? I mean, I'll look around, but... okay, so there might be... Ah! Sure enough, there was one more room that I had not noticed. Pardon me for standing atop your bed here. Another shopping list from Blorner, eh? I swear, if I send another shipment out to him without getting paid, charged to my account, ha! That's rich. Listen, I'll give you the troll's blood he asked for, but the rest will have to be special ordered, and I'm not doing that until he pays me for everything else I've sent to him. I'm sorry, but that's the best I can do. Very well. So if we look at our inventory, we have a troll's blood item marked green, so we shan't be at risk of selling it by mistake. Speaking of which, we may as well go ahead and sell some of our items that we're carrying around. Khajiit has coin, if you have wares. Excellent. We do have wares. So how much coin can we get for that? Not bad, not bad. I'd give most people less, but for you, 653 gold. That's my absolute best offer. Well, thank you, friendly Khajiit. And thank you, Shrirmi. Perhaps we'll meet again someday. You pet the horse, it lowers its head, breathing slow and steady. Now then, let's go ahead and see what the remaining store is here. Merker's Retail Store. And we have an inn. The Thirsty Goblin. The shop is laid out in a practical and straightforward manner. Okay. Greetings. And you can see here I have installed the transparent windows mod. I do love that. I decided to return to it after giving up on using the Dream mod. Well, I shouldn't say giving up, but I mean deciding not to continue using the Dream mod, which is a perfectly fine mod, but I just decided to go back to more old school graphics. Let's see what's on offer here. Might as well pick up a torch and candle. 9 gold. A mithril longsword, 5 to 19 damage, so that is a little better than our broadsword. Huh. Yeah, that's tempting. I'll think about that. I might come back for that. Nice, so we're starting to see mithril items. Now what can we sell to you? I could sell my mithril broadsword. As well as this book. A silver dye katana. And my old dwarven katana. 1,697 gold pieces.
Enough of this endless dickering. You are obviously in great need.
Now then, about that mithril longsword.
Your bargain be long and hard, Nazeem al-Ashabar. Let us be done. I would normally charge more, but for you I only ask 1,267 gold. Truly it is but a pittance.
Very well. We still have over 20,000 gold pieces. My goodness. And yeah, it's a lovely sword. I wonder if we'll end up with a suit of mithril armor. I was looking forward to having a full set of dwarven armor, and that might be what I'll focus on still for now. But mithril is starting to appeal to me, or should I say Nazeem, more and more. We'll check out that one remaining shop, which we had approached but not entered before. Lord Kyojun's trading post. Greetings, horse. We should have sold all our items here. Probably would have gotten slightly more gold, but that's not a big deal. So I don't think we have anything more we want to sell for now. At least not among any items that you will accept. So let's see what you have on offer. Elven War Axe. Lantern and oil. Ah, yes, I suppose we could use things like that as a lighting source as well, if I'm not mistaken. That's actually something I've never experimented with before. I've always been content to stick with torches, candles, and the magic light spell. Anyway, wonderful to be able to look out into the outside world from within any of these shops and whatnot. But we are ready to move on. So saving again. Let's see. So we want to go back to that tower, I suppose, first. Might as well. Tower Klolpon. You see movement in the underbrush. Blood soaks the earth here. My goodness. This is a dangerous area indeed. Now, why is my magicka down? I thought I would have recovered that. Perhaps the way I traveled. I need to revisit the way I've been fast traveling. But, oh, and we have to deal with locked doors and enemies again, since we've been gone for a few days. Well, at least this will allow us to gain a little more experience as we go directly back to where we know that researcher is waiting for us. Goodbye, Harpy. A Daedra's heart. Nice, nice. yeah, we might have to go through that process again of activating that switch. Oh yeah, my previous anchor won't be there anymore, will it? Sometimes I forget that in this game, once an anchor is used, it has to be reset or else it goes away. Wraith Essence. Lots of interesting stuff here. One other thing that I've never played around with in this game, and I've only rarely played around with much in the other Elder Scrolls games, is potion creation. That sort of thing just generally doesn't interest me a whole lot in terms of my concepts for most of my characters that I create, but I can see how it does hold an appeal for some types of characters. Anyway. Hello there. Dwarven Daikatana. Let's try to rest here. Great. Interesting. Enchanted breeches. Might want to get those identified. Though we'll probably just end up selling them. Let's see what we have here. 300 gold pieces and a basilisk's eye. Very interesting. It's a little tempting to cheat here. Nazeem does know some secret magics. Spells of the console command variety. As such, he's able to get here much quicker this time. I've returned. With that troll's blood you ordered. Oh, it's you. Did you bring the supplies I asked for? What? Shrirmi would only give you this troll's blood. That crusty old goat. I'll give her a piece of my mind when I get out of here. Well, it's better than nothing, I suppose. Listen, are you still looking for that Wakizashi? I ran across a reference to an old catalogue from an exhibition of Boercia's works. This catalogue is in the Baalilonena Cavern. In fact, I can teleport you to the very spot if you like. You'll have to find your way out, of course. Shall I teleport you to the Baalilonena Cavern? Yes. Well, that's convenient. Nice to have a little extra connection between helping him and completing the other quest. Fantastic. Hold on to your hat. By the way, before you go, take this Greaves. I really do appreciate you fetching the troll's blood for me. Now away to the Baalilonena Cavern. I wonder if I can even carry those Greaves. Well, here we are. But we are in peril. Targeted from all sides. I hope that was not intentional on the part of that researcher who teleported me here. I don't think so. I don't think he bore me any ill will. And by the way, if I ended up using a different accent for him the second time I spoke with him, my apologies. I don't have a perfect memory for all the silly accents I attempt when talking to different NPCs. Let's take a look at where we are. Take stock of this situation. Here, inside these perilous caverns, where folks have built remarkable structures in which to live. I better save. That's for sure. Oh, let's go ahead and save here. Knock, knock. So we slew this character. It's quite a bit of gold. Ah, yes, we're carrying too much stuff now. Enchanted leather greaves and breeches. Not good. An orc. Can't even carry any more gold. Well, I suppose that means we should drop something. I suppose we could part with one of our Daedra's hearts. Oh, I can't subdivide it? Oh, there we go. Nazeem is not a fan of the Daedra in general. He likes to keep his distance from them. Ah. Okay, well, what else should I drop here? Yeah, considering Nazeem's phobia of the Daedra, it makes sense for him to leave both of those Daedra's hearts behind. Dragon scale 6 kilograms. Can't I subdivide that? Why is it not letting me? Strange. What about these? Pick how many? Oh, that's why. So it's only if I'm at my weight limit that it lets me subdivide them. Very strange. I'm sure there's a mod that helps with some of this inventory management. Fairy dragon scales. Whew, Stater's hearts. They are worth a lot. 1,000 gold each. Suppose I'll leave behind some of these things that aren't worth much. All right. That has improved our situation somewhat. Time to show this fellow archer how it's done. If I can. It is tricky from this distance. Ooh, you got me. Ah, finally, slew that barbarian. Candle flickers and dies. What if I try resting right here? It's actually working out just fine. I could levitate up there, or over there. Or in the case of going up there, I could even just try climbing. Come on, climbing mode. There we go. And there we go. We are here. Barbarian has a bunch of gold and arrows. Several weapons. Let's light a torch. Nothing of interest here. Nazeem had a feeling there might be statues and altars to strange, evil, or at least untrustworthy Daedric lords. He hears and sees evidence of a tiger over there. What do we have in here? Yeah, there's a tiger, okay. I bet if we interacted with that statue, there may be a chance that it opens all the cages at once. I would like to avoid that. We have yet another harpy. Apologies, harpy, if you were being held here against your will. If you fight me, I will finish you off. Yeah, we can't carry too many dragon scales. You're free. Nothing in there. Oh, there was. Oh my. A werewolf. Come on, tiger. Are you trying to fight something else? Saber-toothed tiger. Another werewolf. That's what had gotten that tiger's attention, of course. And you? Must you fight me? I really would be happy to leave any character alone. So long as it has no intention of killing me. Anyway. Nazeem doesn't dare get too close, let alone place his hand anywhere near that statue. He likes to stay as far away as he can from Daedra and Daedra worship and associated magics and so forth. Oh, this is gross. Now it's possible those chairs could activate something, but I'm not going to experiment with that right now. Okay, yeah, there is a pathway down there that we haven't checked out yet. So might as well do that before going up in that direction. But I wonder, are we meant to find the special Wakizashi here? The one that supposedly has such remarkable magical properties. Strange physical or mystical properties of one kind or another. Are we meant to find that right in this room or hereabouts? Well, in pursuit of that, Nazeem will take the risk of approaching this statue a little more closely. That did seem to activate something. But luckily, Nazeem believes he has not been cursed or poisoned or anything else like that. If anything, like I said, that may have triggered the opening of all those cages, had I not already opened them. For now, let's go this way. what have we here? Another orc warrior. Will you let me alone? No? Then be done with you. We are once again carrying too much stuff. So... might as well leave those dragon scales behind. As much as it pains me to do so. I just don't like to be over-encumbered. Hello there. Another barbarian, I presume. What is it you barbarians are doing in this cave? And why must you be so unfriendly? I mean, I know I did show up kind of unannounced. But that's no reason to treat me with such a level of distrust and unfriendliness. Or downright hostility. Okay, guess I might as well ascend here. Enemies nearby. Well, so far we are unattacked. But our rest has been disturbed. Another werewolf. And an orc. Now, are you guys all friends, you werewolves, barbarians, and orcs? Where is this Wakizashi I'm meant to find? I don't think I would have overlooked it if it were in the inventory of any of these enemies I'd slain. First of all, I probably would have gotten some kind of text letting me know about it. Or at the very least, it would have appeared with a green background in their inventory. Dwarven cuirass. Well, that is even better than this elven cuirass. So we'll remove that and claim this. That is beautiful. Fine golden armor. I mean, not that it's literally made out of gold, but you know what I mean. Golden colored. Made of fine Dwemer metal. as it is called. Ah, so this may very well be the way out. Our spell points have been fully drained. I wonder if that was from some effect of some enemy, because I don't think we had been casting a lot of spells. Let's see here. Set an anchor. Briefly look outside. A stream gurgles nearby. That looks like a path. So here we are, Caverns of Baal, whatever it's called. Now I believe my anchor should still be there. Here's hoping. A magically held lock. Lock is too powerful for me to open with my arcane skills. My mysticism skill has improved. Uh-oh. Some enemy nearby. Let's head back inside. I still have 45 days to complete my search and get back to Tlellin in the Mage's Guild of Sentinel. Presumably, I may need to get behind that door. Perhaps by approaching from another side. Hello, Harpy. What are you doing, Harpy? Are you gonna leave me alone? I would appreciate that. You're wanting to fight someone else, aren't you? Well, you go ahead. So is that where I came from? No, that's a different pit. Interesting. Well, let's take a look here for now. Harpy just died. Okay, so that Harpy is not on the side of this barbarian. That much is clear. I bet they're not on the side of the werewolves either. These caverns seem to be just filled with various dangerous types. Nice carpet there. Hello. Pardon me. I know you're just guarding your pot of gold, but that was no reason to start attacking me. Also, you know where a certain Wakizashi is? Yeah, it supposedly has special properties. Interesting. So many pits, and so little time. Ah, could that have opened the magically sealed door that interests us? I doubt it. Nope. Oops. That is not what I meant to do. I meant to try kicking, but that's probably not going to do any good. Let's rest up again. Enemies nearby. Hello, Harpy. A wandering harpy has disturbed my rest. You know, come to think of it, unfortunately, exiting and re-entering may have caused some enemies to come back, and might mean I need to activate that switch again. Yeah, I should have kept that in mind. Not as many things are kept persistent in this game as compared to how things are handled in later Elder Scrolls titles. Ah, an ebony dagger. Oops, no, that's my stuff. What am I doing? Oh my gosh. Okay, I must be getting tired. Well. Oh, hello. Well, again, at least this means I'm gaining more experience. And more treasure, for that matter. Oh, all this gold is starting to weigh me down, along with everything else. Let's see if we can rest up in here. Ooh, that's not good. Poisoned. Better load a recent save. So yeah, we'll go back to this one. Maybe I can rest down here. We're mostly fully healed, pretty much. Hello, werewolf. Whoa, and a harpy. Gotcha. So there's that lever. So now what? So that leads down to an area that I guess I've somewhat explored. Maybe. Yeah, it looks that way. But in this direction, this territory is a bit more new to me. Poisoned again. Poison has been cured. And now we need to rest again. Repel mode. I really do love Daggerfall Unity's extension of climbing abilities. So here we are, and now, because we're just here for some fun adventuring, I don't mind doing a little bit of quote-unquote cheating, as you know. So once again, Nazeem is going to use some of his secret magics to see what's below that trapdoor. Although first, we shall attempt to rest up. Good. Now then. Let's see what's here. Uh-oh. Something was hurting me. Some kind of trap, perhaps. It could be that this is not a desirable place at all. Huh. Very strange. So, passing through physical materials again, we have made our way here. Where we had to face another orc. And there would seem to be a secret door right there. Hello, saber-toothed tiger. Gotcha. Okay. So much for that torch. Another barbarian, I presume. Quite a fearsome one. But we were victorious. Gotcha. I love the shadows cast by this light source. They are magnificent. Ah, we've leveled up. And we have 6 points to distribute. That is fantastic. Perhaps personality a little bit. Just because I think that goes along with our character type to some extent. Yeah, we'll go with that for now. Light another torch. Oh, actually, let's douse that torch. Let's see if we can teleport back and put some things into the wagon as we should have done before. All right. I had neglected that opportunity. Nice. We've set a new anchor. And Nazeem has decided that to save some time, he will once again use his strange magics of passing through solid walls and doors and so forth. Greetings, orc warriors. What are you guarding here? A special wakazashi, perhaps? Doesn't seem to be much here. I may want to try resting again. Very interesting. Why was that door magically sealed? There doesn't seem to be much of interest here. Oh, very, very odd. So I guess I haven't gone down here yet. Let's see what there is to see. Besides a werewolf, of course. And a harpy or two. What's going on in here? Any wakazashis for me? By the way, I recognize that sometimes my character's behavior might seem as though it's being hypocritical in terms of quickly moving to attack enemies when I see them, when I claim that I would only attack them if they attack me first. But you know, since it is a game where I know certain things are going to work certain ways, I'm willing to allow my imagination to sort of fill in the gaps, so to speak, in terms of how Nazeem is able to know sometimes that someone is an enemy from a distance before they've done something in the game that makes it completely explicit. Let's see here. So I've been... Okay, yeah. Alright, if I go back in here... we have a secret door, but one that's locked. Managed to pry it open. Hello there, barbarian. Okay, so what enemy is nearby? Oh, yeah. Okay. So I think I should have gone directly up when I was down there. Interesting. Using my magics again. I am back to this room, where I must once again slay some barbarians before it is safe to complete my explorations. All the enemies have come back since I had gone out and come back in, unfortunately. Oops. Dang it. Oops. Come on. Well, at least Nazeem's skill with a longbow should be improving. Gotcha. Plucked my arrows out of the corpse. Wish I could rest here. And the items I had previously dropped are gone. Well, time to go up here, if I can manage that. Enemies just aren't letting me rest. Come on. That is just plain rude. It's funny that it's letting me attempt to rest, but then I keep getting interrupted every time by those enemies nearby. Well, I would like to use legitimate means of teleportation, or levitation I should say, if I can manage that. But I'm having too difficult a time finding a place to rest. So, resorting again to mysterious magic. Oops. My bad. Even the great Nazeem al-Ashabah can be clumsy at times. One must always be careful of one's footing. What enemies are nearby? Whoa! Well, a werewolf for one thing.
No!
Well, that's no good. Back to this quick save. Let's see. That's right. I was just about to face this saber-toothed tiger. This time I can rest. Thank you so much. Perhaps I should go up even higher. We'll see. Let's climb up. And defeat some more lycanthropes. Uh-huh. Very interesting. What are these footsteps I hear? Ah, werewolf. Gotcha. So we have a wheel here we can turn. Not sure what that did, but okay. I am starting to get tired, so, you know, as I had said earlier. So I do hope to get this finished before I get too sleepy. Jumping across bravely. Ah, Nazeem has found a dwarven round shield. Very good. Let's go ahead and equip that. That is beautiful. Again, I do hope to have a full set of dwarven armor before too long. Okay, so hello, orc. I'll come down with you. Oops. Oh, not good. 2 werewolves, it looks like. Maybe it was just one, I'm not sure. Yeah, its shadow might have been deceiving me. It's just you and your shadow, isn't it? Oh. Come on. Am I getting you or not? I'm not sure. Uh-oh. Yikes. Oh, he came down with me. Just like I had done to that poor orc. So we're healed up. What level have we made it to? 7. At our previous level up. That's nice. Well... Not quite sure where I should try to go at this point. So again, as I said, I am getting a bit sleepy, so Nazeem shall once again resort to his interesting mystic arts that he's been trained in to teleport right to the... oh, what is it? Quest marker, I think is what it's called. Hello. Pardon me. Sorry if that was a bit unfair, dear orc. But what do we have here? Letter on loan from... item done... what the heck? Parchment. Oh, I hope my use of that console command did not mess up something here. Because I do believe we're seeing some placeholder text, so to speak. So where are we? Okay. Yeah. Wonder how we were meant to find this place. You know, I'm pretty sure I do have smaller dungeons set in my settings, so it's surprising how incredibly large and complicated these so-called smaller dungeons can still be. That is assuming this dungeon is not associated with the main quest, because main quest dungeons are unaffected by the smaller dungeon setting. So there's a way down there. Okay, interesting. Someone else tried to bash it from the other side. That is so silly. Here we go. Hello, Harpy. Alright, if you want to go, you can just go. You can escape. Fly away. Go, be free. Fly, you fool. Okay, fine. Well, I suppose at this point, we may as well go back to our anchor spot. A stream gurgles nearby, looks like a path, and let's douse our torch. Mount our royal horse, and be on our way. Hopefully, what we did in fact give us the proper quest item. I'm not certain of that. So if we mess something up, well, we might just have to face that fate. We'll travel to Sentinel, cautiously staying at inns along the way. And here we are. Oh my. Why are we being attacked? I assume this is in some way associated with the quest we are currently on. A zombie, not a flesh atronach this time. Stitched into the zombie's decaying flesh, you see the following message. Nazeem ala Shabah. It would be an honor to have you visit me in my domain, however you pronounce that, at your convenience. I have a small matter that you are ideally suited for. As always, my servants will test your mettle. Feel free to dispense with them. They can always be raised again. The King of Worms, Master of Scourge Barrow. Well, isn't that just lovely? So, I suppose that means we have finally gotten what I wished for, which is our next step in the progress of the main quest. Nazeem is not too happy that it shall involve once again having business with the King of Worms. Nonetheless, if it is what he must do in order to accomplish his noble tasks, he will do it. Let us return, hopefully, for notification that our quest was completed successfully. We shall see. Greetings, Tlellin. You are not speaking with me. Oh my. On loan. I wonder if this is kind of a placeholder item. Since I did attempt to somewhat illegitimately complete that quest, that placeholder item may be there to prevent certain shenanigans, or it might not be for that purpose. It might just be the case that certain things must be activated in order to get the proper quest item. Very interesting.
Several days later.
Don't know what to make of this. So we shall engage in some more shenanigans, exploring the surrounding rooms. Hello there, werewolf. You see various werewolves here. It's really trippy to look at a dungeon layout in this way. We are traveling through the void, seen and moving through. The thick stone walls of this immense cavern, which holds many secrets and many dangers. Where, if anywhere, does it hold items relating to that wakazashi and its maker? Well, it's hard to say. I think we might have to resort to this quest simply being unsuccessful. It is unfortunate. You know, we were able to complete this business involving Blorner in Tower Klolpon. But after he sent us to these strange caverns, we have been unsuccessful here. Item number. Type Wakizashi. Creator Boercja of Pythonus. Description. This Wakizashi is one of Boercya's lesser works, ranking below her famous wand of verbosity and craftsmanship, and not even close to a masterpiece of sheer audacity like her scissors of styling. Still, this Wakizashi shows Boercya's distinctive style in the many small touches she puts on all her work. The embossed brass fittings with her signature stamp, the unusual choice of an enameled finish, and especially the mellow amber sparking along its exterior flow lines, on loan from the Cavern of Homunateusia. Okay. Should I go to that cavern? We'll try that out. The air seems cooler here, and it looks like there's a path. Never mind that flashing, that's just a little bugginess in the Dynamic Skies mod. So, perhaps here's where it might be located. Now, honestly, I'm just going to go ahead and do Tele2Q marker, because I'm just very curious to see how this is all going to end. Not interested in spending too much time on it. Let's light our torch again. Hello, harpies. Why so many harpies involved with this questline? Why is that? Did that strange artificer, Boercja, did she have some involvement with harpies? Difficult to say. Could this or that be the item? This is undoubtedly Boercya's wakazashi. Okay, so finally. So that silly parchment I found, with a strange item number and everything, I wonder, was that really in the base Daggerfall game? Because back in the day I don't recall ever seeing such a funny gag in any quest I completed. In any case, my torch has died. And here we are. Far from the exit. So, Nazeem shall use his handy-dandy mystical powers to teleport back here. And let's drop some things in the wagon. So there's the Wakizashi, made of silver, item powers unknown. Let's get out of here. Well, at least that solves the mystery of what was going on with that parchment. I really don't know if if that looking so funny there, and when used, having this funny text here, I don't know whether some parts of that may be a function of Daggerfall Unity, or if some of this really was the way it was in the original game. I'm assuming it was. Although the underscores there, that surprises me. That could be a little funniness with Daggerfall Unity. I am not certain. Anyway, let's go ahead and just get this quest complete. Now then, Tlellin, we have brought what you asked for.
Who are you? Oh, good heavens, I remember now. Boercia's Wakizashi, of course, and here it is. Well, as it happens, while you were gone I had quite a breakthrough in my research. You see, it wasn't the azimuth vectors at all. The key to the whole problem is actually, well, the point is, I no longer need the Wakizashi. It is a beautiful piece of work, though, isn't it? Why don't you keep it, since you went to all the trouble to find it for me? Now, if you'll excuse me, I must get back to work.
All right. Well, we will take that, and next time around, we'll get it identified to find out what powers it has and whether we want to keep it or sell it. Same goes for some of the other enchanted items that we discovered in today's adventures. But without further ado, we shall call it a day. Thank you for joining me today on Nazeem al-Shaba's adventures, questing for the Mages Guild. That often involves a little more danger and silliness than one initially expects, but so it goes. That's part of the fun of adventuring in this wonderful game called The Elder Scrolls II Daggerfall. Please do like the video if you haven't already, subscribe, and consider supporting all my creative shenanigans by going to patreon.com/thedrake. Or you can find options for one-time tips down in the video description or in my pinned comment. You can also find my link tree there with links to all my websites and social media profiles and so forth and so on. With all that silly business out of the way, thank you very much for watching. Please do take good care of yourself and everyone around you, and join me next time as Nazeem al-Shaba takes his next tentative steps along the main quest line of Daggerfall.